Hi, my name's John.
我是 Jessica，
And you're watching
在台湾。
It's Chinese New Year here, and we're getting excited because, as you can see, there's a lot going on. And this is a pretty special year. What year is it this year?
今年是龙年
And that's Dragon, Year of the Dragon. So it's pretty special. And so what's some of the special things about the Dragon Year?
Well, it's considered as lucky year, so people want to have kids more this year.
Okay, speaking of kids, anybody famous celebrities born in the Year of the Dragon?
Yeah, like Li Xiaolong.
Oh yeah, the most famous dragon of all, Bruce Lee. So he really was born in the Year of the Dragon, so that's pretty cool. Anybody else?
Like there's two people from a group, 披头士.
The Beatles, John Lennon and Ringo. Pretty good. Anybody else?
海伦凯勒.
Helen Keller. And I looked it up. Napoleon.
Yes.
Napoleon is also born in the Year of the Dragon. What do people call Chinese New Year in Taiwan? Because I know when we passed from 2011 to 2012, everybody says 新年快乐, but I don't hear people saying 新年快乐, which means Happy New Year, during Chinese New Year. What do people commonly refer to Chinese New Year as in Taiwan?
Usually people would say 你今年过年要做什么?
过年. Okay, so that's like to pass the year, right? Okay, so as you're passing into the new year, what are you gonna do?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's another word you can learn is 过年, because you hear that everywhere in Taiwan. That's why I hear people say 过年, 过年. I'm like, what is that talking about? How come they're not saying New Year? They're saying passing the year. So it's a little bit confusing sometimes to understand what people are talking about.
Yeah.
Chinese New Year is different because it's not on the same day every year. Like we have January 31st, New Year's Eve, and we have the 1st as the New Year's Day. But Chinese New Year is a little bit different. So what kind of calendar does Chinese New Year follow?
As I mentioned that we Chinese depend on water and we need to produce things based on water. So we actually plan things according to a special kind of calendar called 农历.
Okay, so that's a farmer's calendar, right?
Yes, and it's also called lunar calendar.
Yeah, the lunar calendar and the farmer's calendar, because the farmer would count on the moon, right, to tell him when things are good to plant and when it's good to harvest and stuff. So Chinese New Year is different the time is different every year. So this year, Chinese New Year falls on
almost the end of January, but usually it would be
January to February somewhere, right? It's January to February in that time range. So what Chinese New Year has, instead of just one day like we have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, Chinese New Year has several days. Tell me about those days. What's New Year's Eve called in Chinese?
Okay. New Year's Eve is called 除夕.
除夕. Okay. And what does that literally mean?
It's like deleting something or eliminate something. And the 夕 means the night before. Okay.
So it's like getting rid of the old year night, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what do they call New Year's Day?
And New Year's Day will be 初一.
初一. So that's, what's 初 mean?
初 means the beginning.
Beginning one. Yeah. So 初一 is the first day. And then we have, how many days?
There'll be 15 days if you don't count the Eve.
Okay, so there's actually 15 days of Chinese New Year, but generally people only have off from work for, what, 4 days? 4 or 5 days?
Yes.
But the students in Taiwan, they have off for how long? Over 2 weeks, right?
About 2 weeks plus more vacation, so in total would be 1 month.
Okay, so it's a lot different than in the US where people have off for Christmas. They have off here for Chinese New Year, so that's their winter vacation. So I have a question for you. A couple years ago, I was in Taipei and it was New Year's Eve, and I mean, Taipei has 7 million people and it was like a ghost town on New Year's Eve, and I felt like, whoa, where is everybody? So what's everybody doing on New Year's Eve?
Well, on Chuxi, it's a big day for all the family members because that's the day that we all gather together to have reunion and have a very, very special big feast.
Yeah, big feast. So, what kind of things do people eat on Chuxi? What kind of dinner will you have?
We must have fish.
Like not any kind of fish, or just fish in general?
No, you have to have whole fish.
Okay, a whole fish. Has to be a whole, complete fish.
Yeah.
And do you eat all of that fish up in one big meal?
No, you never eat it up. Never. You have to save some.
Why?
Because that means 年年有余.
So it means like you'll have more for the rest of the year,
Yes.
right? Like an abundance left over. We are standing in front of a very busy place, and this is a place that's selling lots of New Year's preparation food, and I see lots of mushrooms and things. So why do people eat mushrooms and nuts and candies during Chinese New Year?
During Chinese New Year, you don't just get together with your families, but you also go to other people's house to visit. So when you have guests over, you treat them with candies, because candies makes your mouth sweet. So you say sweet, nice things to each other.
There are some interesting foods, and we're going to go take a look at some of those interesting things that you won't find in the Western world. Peanuts.
对，花生
And what's that?
应该是腊肉。
It's like dried meat, right?
Right.
Oh, I like this stuff. It's the dried pork.
猪肉干。
What's that?
It's dragon. 龙。那个是鱿鱼干。
Oh, that's dried squid.
我这个跟开心果。好，这本给你们。好，跟他看看可以试试啊。鼻子过敏、感冒手风。
哦，这个是虾米。
Dried shrimp?
对，还有小卷。
Oh, dried squid. And that's more dried squid, right?
对。
What are these things?
这个是玛瑙 ，It's very traditional snack.
And tea?
对，请客人喝茶。人参，
Ginseng. Sausages.
对，香肠，还有年糕。
Wow, that was a lot of stuff, and I can see how people would spend a lot of money during Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
So what are some of the traditional things that people do around Chinese New Year?
Well, right before Chinese New Year, you don't just prepare food for your guests and your family, but you also need to clean your house.
Yeah, kind of like spring cleaning, huh?
Yeah, spring cleaning. And also, because every year, before Chinese New Year, you clean your house and then you decorate your house with several things. These things are the good sayings or the sayings with blessings that you want to bring into your family or even your business.
Okay. Yeah, so I see, you know, most people's houses have these around, even all year, right?
Yes.
I know kids really like Chinese New Year, so what do kids get for Chinese New Year? I mean, Christmas you get gifts and stuff in the US, but Taiwan you don't get gifts for Chinese New Year. So what do kids get?
This red envelope.
So what's this in Chinese? What's this called in Chinese?
It's called Hong Bao.
Hong Bao. Okay, Hong is red and Bao is like a wrap. Yeah. And so, what's in this?
It's not just red, it's something in there that makes it so special.
Yeah, so what's inside the red envelope? Money! Yeah, so did you forget to take this money out last year? No. We just put it in there to show you guys. So anyway, kids would get $2,000, they'd be real happy, I think.
Yeah.
So who has to give red envelopes?
Usually if you're married, like us.
Yeah, that sucks. We don't get any money. We gotta give out money. So if you're not married, it's payday, but married,
It's paying day.
yeah, paying day, so don't get married. No, just kidding.
During Chinese New Year, there are so many taboos that we have to follow, but there are some really good ones. For example, that kids will never get spanked
Yeah?
when you do bad things during Chinese New Year.
So would this make kids want to do more bad things or just behave pretty good in general?
I don't know, it depends on the kids. The good thing I really like about it is you forgive people before Chinese New Year starts.
And you're not supposed to be angry, right?
Yeah, during Chinese New Year, you're not supposed to be angry.
Yeah, that's good. There's one other thing you have to have for Chinese New Year, and that is...
Buying new clothes.
Yeah, you have to have some new clothes. So right now the stores have sales and everything's on sale, and people love to buy all kinds of things. Jackets, coats, even you'll see some red underwear around. That's my favorite. I just love seeing it. Just cracks me up that everybody has to have red stuff. So I guess now's a good time to buy clothes. You can find a lot of deals and stuff too.
Well, we've talked about a lot, but there's still a lot about Chinese New Year. You can't fit it all in one video.
Yeah, so the best way for you to really experience Chinese New Year is for you to come over and try it out yourself. It's something you won't forget. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm John.
我是 Jessica，
And you're watching
在
Zai
台
Taiwan.
湾。